I am Eric with Muathe.com. It is a pleasure to greet you, beloveds, in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. In today's video, as we see the Nasdaq record a move for the first time above 15,000. As we can see here, some of the stocks that have been down over the last couple of months are moving higher for today. For example, in this video, we're going to take a look at EDU, which is up about 28% as of now, with about 1 hour to go for this trading session. So in a quick educational video, let's take a look here. We can see this is the daily, and we can see that as it moves above RSI 69.1, excuse me, RSI 30.9, which is the exact opposite of the previously mentioned number 69.1, we can see this recovery. So whether or not we are going to get a continued recovery in this stock is going to be dependent on whether or not we can stay above 30.9. Hence the reason for this video from an educational standpoint. Now keep in mind, from a perspective sense, we can see that when we dropped below 30.9 here in July, this constituted a big price gap down. The stock gapped down massively from about 6 and opened here at about, let's call it 250. So a huge gap down as the RSI dropped below 30.9. Again, the success or the failure from this current price level depends on whether or not we can stay above RSI 30.9, and understanding that if we end up dropping below 30.9 on the daily, expect a move to test recent lows, if not break the lows. So again, that's the first challenge. And from a visual perspective and understanding how markets respond to certain levels, we can see again here, if we just take the RSI 30.9 and nothing else, we can understand the movements. A drop below 30.9, this big gap down. Today we see a big recovery in price as the RSI reclaims the level above, again, 30.9. I keep saying 69.1, but it is 30.9. Now that is the first challenge. Let me show you another quick challenge here, and this is just as a side note, not the reason for this quick educational video. It's a side note. We can take this breakpoint of the RSI, which constitutes the break in May. Again, this being the daily chart, we broke. That's in the lower to mid teens. Let's call it about $15 price range when we broke here, about 15. And if we take that break of the RSI, we can understand that the stocks has been struggling to hold above this break point here. Now this break point happens to be conveniently around RSI 38.2, but that's a subject for another day. Here we can see resistance of the highs there, uniform activity rejection of the highs there, double top rejection of these highs, rejection, rejection. Again, that's a side note. Now, if we take a look at the weekly, we can see that there is still a lot of bearishness that remains in the stock. Why? Because on the weekly, we are still maintaining levels below RSI 30.9. And on the weekly, we can see that we moved below RSI 30.9 here, again in the lower teens. And essentially, we've been stuck below 30.9 throughout all of this phase. So even with today's nice daily gain, this could lead into nothingness, or maybe put another way, we might actually have to make fresh lows as long as the weekly is below 30.9. A true recovery is only going to come if and when we can sustain the weekly RSI levels above 30.9. It's another way of saying that there's still huge bearishness in this instrument. Take a look at the monthly. We can see here that the RSI on the monthly also, as of this moment, is still holding below RSI 30.9, and as long as the monthly is below 30.9, we can anticipate, even with nice day-to-day gains, that ultimately there is a heightened risk that the next major trend is still down. A true recovery is going to come if and when we can sustain levels above RSI 30.9, and until we do so, all rallies are suspect, including today's nice gain. And so it is. Therefore, beloveds, go forth rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one Creator. I leave you in the love and the light. Adonai.